In this video, we're going to be taking a look at discussions, and really discussions are the perfect platform to allow collaboration amongst our students. We really do want that student-to-student interaction, and discussions affords us that platform. So when you open up a discussion, you'll be faced with a screen like this. So I have nothing yet that I've created. To add a discussion, simply come over here where it says plus discussion. Now you're going to want to be sure to give your discussion a topic. In this first one, and most likely at the start of the year, you're going to want to get to know your students. So I'm just going to entitle this one All About Me. Now, I already have my directions by which you're going to be able to post those here. And one of the big things I really want you to note is that I think it's important for us to use a lot of bullets. There can be a lot of words, and we want to make sure we can make it as concise and to the point as possible for our students. Now, we all know that some people may need additional help, whether they are not able to read or whether they just need that extra modification, and so we are afforded the option to include some audio and or video. Now, the first thing I will do is show you how to embed some of your audio directions. Simply come up over here to where you see that symbol that shows us the recordings, and I'm going to click on Upload a Record Media. Now, Canvas has inside of it an embedded recorder. I'm going to go ahead and click on Record. And if I wanted a video of myself, I can do that, or I could simply come over here to the webcam and click No Video, and now I have my recording. So I can provide my students by clicking Recording, and I could simply record all of the directions or all of the text here for my students if I saw necessary. Click Finish, save it, and there you go. Embedded here in my discussion post is a audio or video, if you'd like to, of whatever I chose. Students would click on play and they'd have access to that. Now, what if I wanted to include some multimedia? You have that option as well. I'm going to come up here to where we see external links, and I'm going to provide, just like you would for most hyperlinks, a title. So on this one, I'm just going to do Plant Life. And then I'm going to come over here to my YouTube, and I'm going to pull my web address. Copy that URL, go back here, and paste that link. Click Done. And students will have that embedded YouTube video. Now, neither one of these may have anything to do with my example of my discussion topic, but I want to make sure you understand of the options that you have when creating a discussion. Now, if we scroll down a bit further, it comes to the important aspects behind the scenes for the teacher. Note that it does default to all sections, but if you had specific sections that you wanted to post to, you would have that option. Here, we want to make sure we understand what these entail. The first one, allow threaded replies. I think it's really important for students to be able to respond and interact with one another, so I recommend you check off that box. Here's one that I want to become second nature for students and my expectation as a teacher, which is students must first post themselves before they're afforded the opportunity to be able to reply to one another. So I'm going to recommend you check that box as well. If we go back up to my directions, especially to get the year started, I'd be sure to include that. You must also reply to at least one other student's post. As far as graded, you have the option. In this example, we're not grading it because we just kind of want to get to know our kiddos. Although if you click graded, note that it does default to points. You could assign however many points you'd like possible, but there are other options in terms of how you'd like to grade. I'm going to unclick this because for this particular one, we are not grading. Allow liking, similar to Facebook or any other social media. It just gives students the opportunity to give a thumbs up or a like to any of the topic posts from the discussion thread. You can choose to mark that off if you'd like. Okay. Now, in the last one, it says add students to do. And what this really does is provide students with a, hey, when I first sign into Canvas, on the right side of my screen, I'll see what do I need to do. And if I click that box, it'll appear for students so that they know, hey, there's a discussion for me to be able to address. Now, one of the things is we want to note is it says what is the window or what is the time for students to do. When you are creating your window for this particular discussion, when you select that available from, available until, you're going to want to be sure that these two dates, the date here and my add students to do and my until, match up so that there's not any discrepancy amongst those two. Now, once you've selected all of those things as you see fit, you can go ahead and come over to here to save and publish, or just save if you're still working on it. I'm going to click save and publish. And now I have my published discussion topic. Okay. Now, That is what it looks like to be able to create a discussion topic. We're going to take a look next at what does it look like when students have begun responding, so that we can begin to make sense of what you shall see after your students have already engaged in a discussion. Now we'll take a look at a discussion that's already been completed and make sense of these marks on our right side over here. This first image over here indicates whether or not it's been published. This one shows us how many replies the students have created, and the blue one is to show how many have unread. Now the way Canvas works is it's defaulted to show us which we have not yet read, but as we scroll through, we'll get a chance to see that that automatically marks and changes from unread to read. Let's take a look at an example. Here's our discussion topic, and we can see those little dots on the left-hand side of each post indicate clear that it's been read or seen by us as the instructor. Now if we go lower, we'll eventually see that there are some blue dots, and as we look at those blue dots, by simply scrolling, they'll automatically vanish, and you can take a look, there they are going away. And that's to indicate that now the discussion post has been read or viewed by us as the instructor.